Yeah, so many big fights coming your way on DAZN in the next couple of weeks. Let's talk about the big fight we just witnessed here as well. Now, I want you guys to grade it. Grade Conor Benn's performance there against Pete Dobson.
Well, you know, I'm a tough critic, to be honest with you, so I'm going to say a C, B minus. Okay. I mean, I do see future in him. You know, he's just coming back from a long layoff. I mean, he did fight Orozco recently, but before then, he had a long layoff, and I think that has affected 17 months, and I think that definitely has affected him. Although he did what he had to do, he took charge, right? He was able to win most of the rounds, maybe one or two he lost, but besides that, he took out Dobson pretty easily.
Yeah, okay, C, B minus, go on.
B minus.
B minus?
Look, there's more to come, I believe, from Conor. There was glimpses there of real brilliance. Again, I want to give Dobson a lot of credit. He took some big shots, some real big shots. I mean, when the fight started, I was like, wow, this is a guy fighting scared. But it was all in the plan, obviously. He was trying to weather a storm. He tried to fire back, but it was just that difference. And we pointed out the hand speed, just a little, the know-how that Conor Benn had over Dobson was the difference on the night. Yeah, it was almost at times like a glorified sparring session, but the class shone through, and look, it was a good learning fight.
Conor Benn's asked for the big fights, right? He wants all the big names, has called for all the big names in the 147-pound division, even called for the undisputed one against Terence Crawford. On that performance, does he need to fight another guy like Pete Dobson? Does he need someone at that level again, or do we start going up?
Do you know my issue? I'll just quickly jump in there, is I don't know if, and look, I don't want to take nothing away, I'm not making no excuses here, but was he a tad flat because it wasn't a huge name? Will we see more from Conor if the name is greater? So what I'm saying, in answering your question...
Can we say that, though, if before the fight he says first round knockout? And look, bit of tongue-in-cheek, but he says first round knockout. Can we then, on the flip side, say it was a bit flat because it was Pete Dobson?
You got to keep in mind also that maybe there was a little bit of pressure for him to get the knockout in the first round. Yeah. Maybe he was just looking for the big blows. But sometimes when you're looking for the knockout, you don't get it, right? Instead of setting him up, right, just beat him on points and then eventually, right, set him up to knock him out. Maybe he was just trying to emphasize the knockout a little too much, and that could be affecting him.
Both of you guys have been in there when you land clean shots and the guy in front of you keeps on coming forward. What is that like? Because Conor Benn did land some big shots and Dobson just seemed to take them and keep coming forward.
Yeah. It's horrible. You know, when you label yourself as a big puncher, which he is, there's no doubt about it, he's a big puncher. When you don't get the desired effect on your opponent and they keep walking forward, it's like, man, what have I got to do to get this guy out of here? But on the flip side, you do learn a lot. I feel what he could have done more of was, and we pointed this out in commentary, is set the traps a bit more. The jab to the body, then fire upstairs. Sometimes just a little bit guilty of loading up and looking for that single shot, but an awful lot to work with there. He's a very good fighter, and again, I use the word again, it was a good learning fight.
Yeah, in terms of pace as well, Jesse, I mean, one thing we can take from that is Conor Benn can go 12 rounds. I mean, that pace he set for himself, I think maybe he had round 9 off just to kind of regroup and get that second win. But Conor Benn threw a lot of punches throughout the fight. And that's not bad, again, for a guy that's, as you say, has been out the ring for a long time.
Yeah, it was a great learning experience. He went the full 12. Now he knows that in a championship fight, he can go the full 12 if he needed to, right? But other than that, I think another great learning experience is once you connect your opponent with a great combination, finish him up. See if you can try and get him out of there. Give him 6-8 punches all combined and see if you can take him out. He didn't do that, right? Although he did land great shots, he didn't finish him up. He didn't finish with like a 4 or 5 punch combination. And we as champions, once you do that, you catch him, all right, he may be hurt. Let me give him a quick test. And then you give him like a 6-8 punch combination and try and get him out. All right, once he survives, you think, all right, you know what, let me just give him a bit more, and then in the next round or in a few more seconds, I'll give it another try.
You still got it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was going to back off because that hand came out. I was going to back off.
Be careful, man.
I was going to back off. Quick word about the co-main. Amo Williams, fantastic performance. Again, you look at the world champions that are out there. Lara's out there. Alan Canali's out there. Jamal Charlo. How far away is he from those 3 guys?
I think he's ready.
Yeah.
I think he's ready. Look, I'm not getting too carried away with the opponent, and Mbumba Yasa, late notice. Was the pace getting to him slightly? Didn't go past 6. That was the first time, rather. But you can only beat it in front of you. And for me, he looked very good. In patches there, when lots of patches, it was just, you know, I was in awe of it. The way he was putting the shots together. And then he'd just go for a little walk, go for a wander, stay out of trouble. Then out of nowhere, split second, I won't demonstrate like Jessie did because I don't have it anymore. But still, it was impressive. It was really good. Lightning speed. I'm a big fan.
Big fan indeed. Let's have a look at this knockout from Amo Williams. I mean, he's been saying, look, I'm going to give a big knockout. He promised us, and bang, did he deliver.
And he set it all up. Just as Derek said earlier, what Ben had to do was just set up his punches, right? I mean, he took his time. He literally walked the ring, just as you said, right? Every now and then we gave him a couple flurries. Every now and then he loaded up with some shots, kind of just giving him a different look. And eventually gave him what he didn't expect, a straight left hand right down the middle. I'm very big on Emma Williams. I think he's very talented. I think he's strong, he's powerful, explosive, and he's gaining all the experience he needs to be at that level where he can become world champion. I think he's there. Again, I mean, you want to put him in against somebody that's top 10, top 15 at the most, I'd say, in my opinion, right? Because he's still very young. But I think once you put him in that position, he's definitely going to level up, and he's going to surprise a lot of people. He has the strength, he has the talent, and he's hungry. You seen him at the one, he just loves to be
doing all
here.
that jumping stuff. And I was like, okay, this guy's ready to go. Maybe Conor Coyle, maybe they try and revisit that one. Maybe do that again. Hamza Shiraz's name's been mentioned as well. Quick one on Mbamba Yassa. And I just want to mention this because he took the fight on 5 days' notice, and he came in there, and there were times where he got gut checked, and he carried on. And I hope because of that, he gets another opportunity as well. I know Eddie said he's been sliding in Eddie's DMs for a couple of years now. I hope Eddie brings him back. Maybe at 154, you can see he's not really big enough for 160, but I thought it was a valiant performance from him to keep on going when many would have just said, you know what, we're good. We're good, we can go home.
And I'm pretty sure Eddie is a stand-up guy. He will give Yassa another shot for sure. Because like you say, 5 days notice, he was on the front foot. He was trying. He tried all the time. But it was that inexperience, that never going past 6 rounds and being in there with a classy operator. But for me, yeah, I tip my hat off to him because, yeah, he tried his absolute best. But sometimes, look, in a two-horse race, you can quite easily come second best, and he was.
And final one on the man that brought hundreds from Romford, Essex. We've got to give him a shout out as well. Johnny Fisher, who moves to 11-0, 10 knockouts. Light work for Johnny, isn't it? Absolutely light work. And look, there were questions whether or not the referee stepped in a bit too early. I was ringside hearing the thud of those shots. And Dimitri Bezos wasn't really doing anything, was it? Didn't complain after as well, Jesse.
Yeah, I mean, I like Fisher, and I think it was a good stoppage by the referee. I mean, there's no dispute there, in my opinion, because he was landing some big blows. He never gave his opponent the opportunity to even let any punches go. It's not that he didn't want to, it's just he couldn't because Fisher was so much faster, explosive, and I mean, just look at it. I mean, he was landing some big blows. His opponent didn't know what to do.
Yeah, on a really, really good performance. It's just been announced, obviously, that Fabio Wardley will fight Chev Clark. So with you are Fisher, you are looking for the English title potentially, aren't you? Which is Solomon Dakers.
I like it. I like it. But this man's a force. The improvement that he's showing, the intent, the way he just wants to close the show. And yeah, I agree with Jesse. There's the right thing from the referee, the right call, because the writing was on the wall there. At some point, Bezos would have got stretchered out of that ring, and we don't want to see that, so it was the right call. But yeah, it's exciting. Back domestically, back home in the UK, there's some big fights happening, and he's in the mix now.
Yeah, there's a Chinese shop somewhere in Vegas that's about to make a lot of money tonight because Johnny Fisher and the Romford Army are going to go there. Look, not just big-time boxing on DAZN, we've got so many sports for you, and this is what's coming up very, very soon.
You only have 2 options. Either run with us or run from us.
So many great matchups on this night.
Oh, it's gone in.
Let battle commence.
My goodness, what a knockout.
Jake Paul can have a very bright future in the PFL.
What a strike.
This is the zone, and there's plenty more miles to go before we sleep.
Here we go. This is the one everyone has been waiting for, and it's live on NFL Game Pass worldwide, excluding USA and China. Big game, isn't it? The Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers. The Kansas City Chiefs going for their 3rd Super Bowl in 4 years. Won't be easy. Takes place at the Allegiant Stadium right here in Vegas, the home of the Raiders. And we've been joined by, look at the size of these guys, by the way. It looks like they can still go. This Rod looks like he can still go.
No, I'm not going
NFL royalty, Rod. Rod, this will be the first time a lot of the UK fight fans especially would have ever seen you guys. Although you are NFL royalty, feel free to introduce yourself. Super Bowl champion.
Hi, I'm Rod Woodson, won Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens.
Back in 2001. Was it 2000, 2001? 2000.
Odessa Turner, Super Bowl champion, New York Giants, 1990.
Go on, Mighty Mouse, go on.
Mark McMillan, known as Mighty Mouse, played for the Eagles as well as the Chiefs. And I did appear on season 2 of Next Level Chef in the UK with Gordon Ramsay.
Mr. Gordon Ramsay, so you should know his face. By the way, this is like the interception kings here. The interception kings indeed. Big one coming up, right? I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the 49ers. This is big. Is this, because a lot of people like to complain sometimes that it isn't always the best 2 in Super Bowl, right? It's never always the best two. Would you say this is number one versus number two?
No, I thought the 49ers were the best team in the NFC throughout the whole year. I didn't think the Kansas City Chiefs was the number one team. I thought the Baltimore Ravens were overall better team. But you still got to play the games.
Yeah.
And they beat the best team, so they got to go there. So they are the best team representing the AFC. So it's going to be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned at the top that the Chiefs are going for 3 in 4 years. I mean, that's big, right? I mean, that's legacy stuff. Chiefs favorites for you?
Well, no, because I also play for the 49ers.
Oh, here we go. The 49ers bias coming up.
He got those colors, right?
Like I'm saying, that's what I'm going for, the 49ers.
What do you think, Mark?
Well, I did play for the 49ers,
You played for both?
but they cut me. So I'm going to go for the Chiefs. They didn't cut me. But, when you have number 15, Patrick Mahomes, you're always going to be in the ball game. Chiefs actually defense has been playing really well. Probably one of the best defenses of Patrick Mahomes has had in his career. So they're only averaging like 12 points a game. So that's pretty tough.
Yeah, Rod, I was watching a Shannon Sharp interview the other day, and he was like, without doubt now, Mahomes is the best player in NFL. True or false?
The best individual player?
The best individual player.
Well,
he didn't even say quarterback. He said the whole
I know. Well,
squad.
Shannon talks a lot, and he doesn't mean half the stuff that he's saying. So you can't believe what Shannon was always saying.
Or Chad Johnson with him. Yeah.
Well, definitely Chad too. But I can say yes, he could be that person. But it's hard to compare quarterback to running backs to receivers to linemen. It's really hard to do that. Is he one of the best players in the National Football League they've ever seen, probably at the position? Absolutely. I mean, he has performed at his best every single time that he had to perform well, every single year. I mean, 6 straight years in an AFC Championship game. And he's still young. He's still a young player, so he has a lot more of his career left over.
It's obviously taking place at the magnificent Raiders Stadium. I point because it is literally just over there somewhere. I mean, we have stadiums in the UK. We like to say we have stadiums. You guys really just take the mickey with the stadiums. I mean, they're incredible. Raiders Stadium, I think one of the best out there has to be.
It's unique. Obviously SoFi and California came out swinging. And then, obviously the Raiders, Mr. Davis, they always want to go big. So Legion Stadium is going to be electric. You have 2 teams that's been here. They were both here in the preseason. So the fan base is going to be red because both teams have red. So it should be a really good matchup.
Yeah. You guys boxing fans? Boxing fans?
Yes, big time.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm an Andre Ward guy.
Okay.
We went to the same church up in Oakland.
Yeah.
So I've been following him forever when he retired.
Fantastic fighter.
He's a great individual, but a great fighter.
Yeah, great fighter. Boxing fan? Yep.
Oh, I love boxing.
Go on, give me a name.
Like I'm saying, I like
I know you're going to go old school. I can fit.
Terrence Crawford.
Yeah,
Crawford. He's just a more versatile fighter to me. Change up styles, very good. And he's from Utah. So
you guys are good boxing knowledge. No pressure on you, Marcus.
No pressure. I'm about to shock the world, though. I'm going with my man, John Boots Ennis.
Okay.
Who's going to be the next champion that's going to be coming up. And he's
face.
from Philly.
Yeah.
And he's from Philly. So I got to go with my boy, Boots Ennis.
It is a Philly boy. All right, Super Bowl. Who you going for, the Chiefs or the Niners?
Oh, I got to go for the Chiefs.
You going for the Chiefs?
Yes,
I gotta go for the Chiefs.
He's going to Chiefs because the team that didn't cut him.
Yeah.
I want somebody else to
those
win.
cheap
I want
pads.
somebody else to win. I want to go to. I'm going to go with the 49ers.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, for the Niners, like all year, they've proven it that they're the better team. Their defense is going to rise up, especially Chase Young. That's what I'm counting on, Chase.
And I'm sitting on the fence. That's what we do as the presenter. Guys, thank you.
You got to give us your prediction. You can't get away from here. You got to give us your prediction.
The team was in red.
The team in red.
Here we go. The team in red.
The team in red. Anyway, NFL Game Pass next Sunday, live on DAZN. Should be a fantastic game. It always is with the Super Bowl. It is, remember, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers. Look, we've had a fantastic night of boxing here as well. The British came. The British conquered. They won 4 out of 4. Conor Benn on to the next one in 2024. Let's see what that brings. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week on DAZN.